congratulations that you won Best Actor.
How did you celebrate winning the Oscar?
Oh, how did I celebrate? Well, I made sure that I spoke to everyone I love who has supported me all the way through the journey. I went out the next day to get Korean barbecue. Does that count?
Yeah, it does count. It does sound delicious.
Darren Aronofsky said he was looking 10 years for someone to play Charlie. Did that put pressure on you to fill this role? Literally?
Well, I didn't know how long that his process was to find Charlie, but when I met him, he was quite forthcoming about the challenge he had in casting the part, no matter who the actor was. I was glad he was considering me, but he said, look, it's going to be a lot of prosthetic makeup. It will be cumbersome, you will be uncomfortable, and the question he was pretty much asking me is, can you do that? Are you patient? My answer is always yes. I love the craft of filmmaking. I love prosthetic makeup. I admire the artists who can create that, and especially nowadays with Adrian Moreau, who has also won the Oscar for The Whale. Yep. He utilized the scanning process and 3D printing to create the appliances as being perfect and therefore imperceptible on the actor's face, on me, so that an audience never felt like, I see how you did that, and it takes their mind out of it. And Darren also had a strong desire and requirement of us all to give as an authentic performance as we could. And good fortune would have it that we shot this film during a pandemic, and I'll tell you why it's good fortune, because it gave us the time to rehearse. 3 weeks, that's a lot of time making a movie, but also because, I'll speak for our film, but there's something about the movies that are being made, that were made rather, between 2019, 22. I mean, those are when we all were under existential threat of sorts, wondering if we will even be lucky enough to be invited back to do the job, let alone can we do it. And so it made us feel even more purposeful and made us feel like, if this is the first and last time we ever do this, it better be with everything you have. And I think that that shows in all the films that sort of came out last year and this year, because they're all very strong performance-based pieces of filmmaking. I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life. So I'm pretty sure that we took this subject matter as formidably and seriously as we did, so as not to strike a false note and tell a story that presents itself as being, I don't know, sentimental or mawkish. This is Darren Aronofsky's work. He's a filmmaker who never has offered up any easy answers to the human condition that I know of. Can you think of any? I can't either. And for that, we had to be as brave and unflinching about what we were going to do as well.
For how long did you have to be patient while the makeup was applied, and what did you do to pass the time?
4 hours. YouTube videos of street food.
Okay.
Yeah, like different ways to make eggs in Korea. There are millions.
So you were hungry during the whole day of the shooting?
Yeah, usually because I had to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning and the breakfast truck wasn't open until 8.
How long was a regular day on set? How long did you have to stay inside of the suit?
Between 12 and 14 hours. And it was an hour to get out of it. But don't cry any tears for me, please. I love my job. And Adrian was there first and last to leave. So he was the one running on sleep deficit and Red Bull.
How did they make sure that you were comfortable inside the suit?
Well, They didn't know.
Say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you, I swear to God.
Go ahead, what's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
There were some creature comforts I had, which was, there were several layers to Charlie's body. There was a cooling suit underneath that's similar to the type that a race car driver wears, with tubing that circulates cold water through it. But of course, to play Charlie, his body also is to be worn in a sectional body-conforming weight gain costume. And on top of that, the appliances, which are made of a silicate that attach at the shoulders and legs. In short, it's not exactly breathable material, so I was given a comfortable seat in a tent that had air conditioning in between takes and a lot of sympathy.
I can imagine you must have been pretty happy when you could take it off at the end of the day. Overweight people can't do that. How did you make sure to portray an overweight person with dignity and respect?
I consulted with the Obesity Action Coalition. They're an advocacy group who number in the tens of thousands. And they refer and help people whose lives are touched by obesity in many different ways. Their mission is to end the bias against those who we may disregard in the media by the terminology and the ways that they are portrayed. Characters of size in years past have been created in a way that I think strikes a false note. It is normally an athletic actor in a costume that's filled with a cotton batting, and physics and gravity just are not obeyed. But with the design of Charlie's body, it was imperative that we get as close to the experience of creating a man whose body is encumbered by that body weight. I know that we succeeded, certainly, when I have seen the response that has prevailed ever since we premiered at Venice Film Festival, but also when they wrote to me to let me know nice things about the film, but also to tell me that it's their firm belief that this film, this character Charlie, is going to save someone's life. And I can't see why that isn't true. I know that people have spoken up and asked for the help that they didn't have the courage to before, and it is available to them. And in all sincerity, that's a greater reward than a little gold man statue that I feel.
Charlie asked his students to tell him something honest about themselves. Imagine you are a student of Charlie. Can you tell me something honest about yourself?
What do you want to know?
It's up to you.
It's okay to ask for help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. People are